I love that every single time. Moke and friends. Today is for me is a special episode because I am with Big Hank today. Big Hank, how you doing?
Pretty good. How you doing?
I'm
What we
great.
doing?
I'm great. And for people who don't know, Big Hank, and I guess we're gonna get into it, or we can start into it, is the person who got me into making beats. You know what I'm saying? So this is like sensei for me. You know what I mean? And so I'm
Come
excited.
on, man.
And I'm very excited because I remember when I was podcasting like 3 years ago, and I wanted to get you on. Like you weren't trying to be on because you know what I'm saying. Like you were a recluse.
Which I still am.
Are you?
Uh,
I mean,
into making music. I ain't really into all the other shit.
well, yeah, you know what I mean. But you didn't fuck with a lot of people, and I feel like now you work with a lot of people now.
Yeah, I guess I really didn't feel comfortable where my music was at, and now I'm kind of feel comfortable with the way things are. So it's a little bit
But
smoother, I guess.
your music was always bangers though.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Ah man, not a problem. So I'm gonna just jump right into it. And I will start off with who is Big Hank?
Big Hank was a father first, um, a beat maker second, I guess, and a lover of music. I love music, all kinds of music.
Yeah. When did you start?
When I was about 8 or 9, I used to watch Soul Train on the weekends. And
Yeah.
I got into like Heavy D. Uh, my I lived with my uncle, and he was about 14 years older than me, so he was into like Fat Boys and Houdini
Yeah.
and NWA and Two Live Crew. So I mean, I got like a melting pot of music inside. It's always going on in my head.
Mm. But when did you start like fucking with beats though?
I started fucking with beats in like 2003.
Mm.
Uh, I had a real bad problem with alcohol, and I quit. And I was looking for something to occupy my time, and Fruity Loops came in my hand. So I
Yeah.
started learning Fruity Loops, and that was like my outlet to quit, like
Yeah.
drinking and doing all the shit I was doing. I
But
have
where
a few people that like kind of inspired me a little bit. Um, One person showed me how to like arrange all the shit in FL Studio, and then another person kind of showed me how to like MIDI controllers and interfaces, and you don't need a big studio to get that sound.
right.
And I kind of took my own interpretation from all that and tried to make my own shit with it.
Yeah. So I okay, so how did we meet? We met through was it Rutabaga?
I think we met through Scat. You were
Was it
doing a
Scat?
podcast by Scat's Pool, and he it brought me up.
Oh yeah. And and then I remember you. I mean, you were always producing, but you wanted to produce for me. And then I remember telling you that I didn't rap anymore, and so you did the golden thing, and you provided me with Fruity Loops and some sounds. Now, what made you do that?
Well, part of it, I think you wanted it because you were kind of intrigued when you seen me making beats, and I could see that you wanted. You were kind of curious, so I was like, well, let me make a project and see if he could like arrange it.
Yeah,
And you did, and I was like, wow. I was like, this guy's picking on pretty quick. I was like, so I
yeah,
started showing you shit. You started picking it up, and that's all it is, man. You just need someone to show you. And a lot of people around here don't want to show nobody shit. They want to hold
yeah,
that like it's a fucking magical unicorn and shit. It's not. It's just practice like everything else, man. And the want, you know what I mean?
yeah.
That's how I figure.
Wait, hold on. Are you wearing the Arizona jersey?
That's damn right. Got my Pat T.
Was that JJ Watt jersey?
Hell no, JJ 99. They gave him 99. You know what it is. I
But
send you that picture, man. That way you can.
I know I saw
That
that
way you
shit.
don't have to forget
Man, get out of here.
when they're chasing around Deshaun this year.
Yeah. So for as you being a producer, how much time a day do you spend like making beats? Do you also mix and master?
At first, it was when I wasn't at work. Any free time, I would make beats, and then I got a job where it would allow me to make beats a little bit more. And I used to make, it'd take me all day long to make one beat. Then I got up to where I was making like 5 beats a day, and then it just like kind of scales back because like the more I want to learn about other parts of music, like the other part of that music suffers. Like for me, I don't know, everybody's different. But
Yeah,
when I try to learn mixing and mastering and vocals and all that shit, it's like my beats get put back to the side, and it's like anything else, a craft. You got to sharpen that bitch all the time to be
yeah,
where you need to be, And I feel like when I do recording, that my beats kind of slip, or when I do my beats, my recording kind of slips. Like I still haven't found my medium yet, so I feel like I haven't been at full capacity yet,
but
but I feel like I'm very close though.
which one do you enjoy more though?
Uh, Well, believe it or not, like the mixing and mastering, when I take out like breaths and shit like that, it's therapeutic for me. And
Really?
beats have like a therapy. It's like running. When you run, your mind's thinking of something else.
Yeah.
Well, that's how it is when I'm mixing and mastering. Like it helps me like go through the day, like problems that I'm going through. And I'm like doing the mixing and mastering at the same time. The beats kind of have that too, because if I'm like have a certain feeling that I'm feeling that day, I can
Mm,
kind of like play with the pianos and kind of like make that feeling come out.
yeah.
So like it got to, I guess both. But if I was to be able to choose one, it'd probably be beat making.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, duh. I mean, you taught yourself how to play like the keys and everything
Yeah,
too?
I
Yeah.
just learned simple chord progressions off of poster, and then I'm not no Mozart or nothing. I just play with what sounds good. I always try to keep it in key. That's the main thing.
Yeah.
Just try to keep everything in the same key. The guitars, the strings, the keys, the drums. You know, Still hi hats because it's usually pretty much just a solid C. C minor,
Yeah.
depending if you hit it, what part of the stick you hit the drum with or whatever.
What's your favorite genre to make or your type of hip hop? Do you make other shit other than hip hop?
Uh, I splashed and stuff. Like when I first started recording, I wanted to learn all kinds of drum styles. So I got into like reggaeton, trap, but my favorite is like old school hip hop. The
The
I
boom
don't I like
bap?
the like how it's not perfect, like
Like it's just
choppy. And
raw.
I love raw underground hip hop.
Yeah.
For me,
I
that's what
can
it was from the beginning. It kind of drew me in with like the Fat Boys and like in the '90s when it was like DJ Premier,
mm,
and I started getting I like Alchemist, Jay Dilla,
yeah.
shit like that.
Did you used to rap?
No, I fuck around a little bit. I started off as a rapper,
Yeah.
but then when people want to charge all kinds of money for beats and studio time, I said, "Fuck it, I'll just learn."
Yeah. Oh, so is that how you like really got into making beats besides the love for music? But you were just like, yo,
Mm,
I just want to
Well,
do it
a
myself.
little bit, yeah, a little bit of it was that, but I mainly got into it because I didn't want someone to tell me, "No, you can't record now," or "This is how much it's gonna cost," or
Hmm.
charge me an extra $50 to add a fucking plug-in and call it mastering. And I didn't want to get fucked over. I wanted to know what was going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's
I
that's kind of what got me into it.
I can dig that. So at the beginning, I said you're kind of a recluse, and we talked about your production. And now I know you are trying to get a production team, or not, I don't want to say trying, but are you looking to start? Like what's the process of that?
I got a production team in the starts right now with a guitarist from here from Odessa, Texas, named Philip Gonzalez.
Uh,
Really talented guitarist, and we're trying to bring that whole like West Texas, West rock, trap, hip hop sound over here a little bit more than what it already is.
but is it just it's a production or because you learn guitar too, right?
Yeah, I'm learning guitars. Yeah,
How's that going? Is that good? Or, I know you sent me like one song I think that you had play
yeah, it's going
some
good.
strings.
I'm right now. I'm learning like blues chords. I'm learning
Yeah.
how to stay within a key of whatever song I'm trying to play, and
Okay, so once you learn, what's gonna be your go-to? Because I know if I knew guitar, I'll be playing like some hairband shit and then just make a beat around that.
I
some
like
Axl
blues. I think I want
Rose.
to stay with like a Stevie Ray Vaughan, like Austin, Dallas type blues, hip
Yeah.
hop.
All right, so you're a blues person. Yeah. I
Yeah, I like
love
blues.
I love 80s rock. That's my shit.
Like the
So
Hairspray days,
yeah, yeah. Guns N' Roses, fucking
White Snake.
man. Anybody who looked like a chick. You know what I'm saying? But
They're
so
all
you got
pretty much all bald nowadays. That Hairspray took its toll, man. That Aquanet ain't nothing nice.
nah. But it held nice though
Yeah.
during the time.
I do
So
agree it was kind of hard to like distinguish the dudes from the chicks back in the day when MTV first started popping off. It was pretty
yeah.
wild.
What was you saw the Dave Chappelle with Charlie Murphy? He was like Mickey Free. That
It's
bitch is
crazy,
fine and
man.
motherfucker. Like Mickey Free was the guy. But I went back and looked, and a lot of those guys were pretty. Pause. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people were pretty back then. Like they took pride in themselves. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
do you got a name for your production team, or are y'all fuck with anybody? Have y'all made anything?
Well, right now it's the Wishmasters is what we're like the initial name that we're coming up with,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that's pretty much what we're gonna go with. But I'm gonna try
Yeah.
to get a website going pretty soon. That way we can start putting our production out.
Well, where'd the name come from?
Well, it was a old Wes Craven movie. I think before
Oh,
uh
Wishmasters. Okay,
Friday
yeah,
the
yeah.
13th. Yeah, before
Mm-hmm.
not Friday the 13th. I think yeah, before Friday the 13th. The Friday the 13th. No, Nightmare on Elm Street. I'm sorry. It
Mm-hmm.
was before
Yeah.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
I,
And they got
I,
most
I,
of, if I'm not mistaken, they got most of the shit off of that movie to make Nightmare on Elm Street.
yeah. I've never seen Wishmaster. I've seen the cover, but I was too much of a biatch to ever see it. But so anyway, so you got where did you find him from?
Well, Scat introduced me to him.
Ah,
Scat,
Scat's actually watching. So
right
Scat.
on. What's up, Scat? Scat
So
introduced
Scat.
me to him, and he
Uh-huh.
pretty dope guitarist. Put what
I
I
mean,
have
but
and his has together, and we click.
yeah,
That's what I look for.
yeah. So does he come to your house and play your guitar? I mean, play guitar?
I got him set up at his house where he could do all that shit himself now.
Yeah. Oh, so
So
y'all just pretty much email each other back and forth?
yeah, I showed him how to email. Pretty much what how I showed you, I showed him.
Yeah.
So he does like he records what he wants to and he sends it to me and then we send it back to each other like that.
So who usually starts off? Like, does he send you like a melody, or do you send him like a pattern with kind of a melody?
Uh, I start playing the piano and I'll see what key I'm in and I'll see what notes I'm hitting and then I'll put some drums around it and then I'll usually send it to him and tell him, hey, I'm in A or I'm in B or whatever key I'm in, and give him some chords that I'm in, and he usually comes up with something. Usually that
But
night sends it back to me.
but do you think it would sound good if he came up with some shit that wasn't in the keys or the chords? If he just came up with
Well,
like some,
well, yeah, you want to do. I think you want to do that more with like leads and shit. You know what I mean? But
yeah,
when you're trying to keep rhythm, I don't know if you want to be jumping all around your key and then have all your other instruments in different keys. It sounds kind of wild. I guess if that's what you're going for,
yeah.
but it's sometimes who knows? It's a big experiment. I found out it might work. Sometimes it works for me.
Nigga, you should try it. I'm telling you, you should try it.
It's hard. You
No,
go to a guitarist or somebody and just be like, "Hey, this A and whatever you want to do after that." It's
nah.
never
Just,
had luck
just
like that.
just tell that nigga, be like, yo, just go off.
Right.
Yeah, you don't think so?
We'll try it. We'll see what happens, but it
Come
doesn't
on,
really work.
Hank.
It's one of those things that sound better, but it really doesn't work out.
But if the guitarist is as potent,
Yes.
nah.
Yeah, it could work. Like I said, I like to go off on leads like that. I don't like to stay in key
Yeah.
on leads. I like to add effects and see what sounds cool. You know what I mean? But when I'm doing rhythm sections or bass sections, I like to keep the in key or whatever the song is.
Do are y'all actively working with somebody, or y'all just kind of just making stuff and presenting it?
Or we're just making stuff and stacking it up. So when we get our website popping and our ASCAP under that production team,
How
then
many?
we're
How
going to
many?
be able to run as
How many
soon as we get
tracks?
the
How
green.
many tracks y'all got together?
We probably got about 27, maybe 27 or 28 tracks.
And I've heard what, zero?
No, I've sent you about 4 or 5 of them.
But you're not saying nothing. You're not telling me that that's what it is,
My bad, man.
nigga. All right. I mean, because the shit that when I first met you was fire, but now it sounds like at a different fire level. What has happened in between this whole time? What I said, that was like maybe 3 years.
Been learning. I've been trying to learn the vocals more than anything. That's what I'm saying. My beats been kind of like taking a back burner to vocals lately. I wanted to learn, how come my mix sounded different than everybody else's, and how I could get my shit to punch through the beat better, and how I could master my music better, and just I guess that's it. And then whenever I got time, I just fuck around with beats. So I'm not really trying to go hard with the beats no more because I already know I
Yeah,
have that back there. I can pull that out whenever I need it.
yeah.
I
Because
want to be kind of versatile, and right now I don't feel versatile.
Scat said he got two beats. He flexing. Scat got I guess y'all I don't know. But okay, so when you get the website, you get your ASCAP and everything set up. What's going to be the goal? Is the goal just going to be just kind of fuck with people on a customer basis, or maybe start like a camp or something?
I want to say a little bit of both because
Yeah.
that's just a part of what I'm doing too. I got another hand. I'm working with Pacino and Respect is Due,
Hmm.
so I want to kind of help them out a little bit when they need my help. So I mean, I want to dabble in a bunch of other stuff too. I want to help out as much people as I can help out with music.
Yeah.
This
So
charging people $80 for a fucking song is retarded.
so what are you gonna do? Like a package deal?
I want to make it so the artist can be able to not worry about having to pay all this money for a fucking song, and they'll be able to focus on other aspects of the music.
Yeah.
Because that's why I got into music, was to help myself. But I already helped myself. I can help others.
Right.
But I'm just not. I'm like you said. I'm a recluse. I'm kind of like I don't like dealing with a lot of personalities.
Yeah. I
And
was
you
gonna
have
say
to when you do music. You know what I mean?
yeah. Cause I was gonna say how are you gonna help other people out if you're recluse?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to change. I'm trying to get out of that funk. I want
Yeah.
people to hear my music. When it's on
Right.
a, I got a lot of music.
You
I'm gonna
you
flood this
you
whole fucking area with music. People don't even understand yet.
you do you are you familiar with a lot of the rappers out there?
And million, yeah,
Yeah.
quite a
Is
few.
is there any that's like on your list that you like really want to fuck with, but you just haven't reached out or y'all haven't crossed paths or something?
I'm trying to think. I pretty much work with everybody that I want to work with.
But I mean, there's like not somebody you heard and you somebody maybe just played it, you stumbled across it.
Our boy Casino has some dope ass music going on. I guess he's
Who
the only one I really hear that I would probably fuck with. Not that I'm taking
Casino?
anything from anybody.
You said Casino?
Ferrari Casino, I think his name. I don't know if that's his name. I
Mm,
just see Casino, but he has some pretty. He's jumping. He has some pretty dope
yeah.
tracks.
I'm gonna have to check that out.
But I pretty much
I
want to work more with people that I've already been working with. I want to establish better relationships with the people that I've already worked with. Scat's
mm,
one of them. I want to build a better relationship with him because I feel like when me and him do music, we're fucking unstoppable.
yeah, like I'm waiting on a fucking 2020 or 2021 full-fledged scat album. Just saying, at least at least 12 tracks, at least 12, just 12. I would like that, but
I got a couple
scats.
scat tracks in the computer that's waiting. I'm waiting for the right time. I was gonna put them out last year, but I want to do it all myself. I don't want somebody else to get credit for all my shit. So that's why I kind of held off on putting out an album. I still got to put one. I got one ready right now.
I was just gonna ask you. I was gonna say, aren't you working on a project?
Yeah, it's finished already. I already
I
have
was done.
everything finished. Yeah,
When you
I'm
dropping
just
it?
waiting to get my ASCAP. I'm gonna get my shit straight. That way I can put it out all under my name.
Is it gonna be on title?
Yeah,
Yes, because I am a title user and a YouTube Premium user. I love YouTube Premium. But so let's jump around a bit. All right,
right,
let's take it to mental health.
right on.
How's your mental health, sir?
Mental health is good. Been through a lot,
Yeah.
but
Now, as we talk about mental health, is it cool if I get real? You know what I'm saying? We talk.
yeah, go ahead. I don't got
All
nothing to
right.
hide.
So I bring up mental health, and I had two subjects, but I'll get a little bit on mental health. When I first met you, it was, I believe, 2017, and I remember going to your house, and we even recorded a few tracks, and then you started showing me beats and stuff. But I was also going through my depression shit. And I remember that I always enjoyed the fact that I would go to your house at least once a week, but you would check up on me just to see about my music and how I'm doing and stuff, you know what I'm saying? And so I always appreciate that. But I'm gonna say this because I know like I briefly said something about it, but I'm gonna take it here really real quick. So the three, do you remember the 3 year fallout?
What's that?
Me and you.
Oh, I didn't talk to you. Over. Yeah.
No, it was we didn't speak to each other, and I was want to say that I am humbly and like I apologize for that because that was my shit. You know what I'm saying? That was my demons and the shit that I was dealing with because it was really nothing with you because you were always checking up on me. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not ashamed to say it, but as we know, like when I was first into that shit, like I was really into cocaine and shit, you know what I'm saying? And so my mind was just fucking fried. And I want to say that even though you are a recluse and you like you fucked with me, I want to say like nigga, you're a good ass dude. You know what I'm saying? Because you always fucked with me. And then when once we started talking, I think in 2021, and like I was telling you about like my podcast and shit, and then you said, "Yo, I know because like I keep up with you," and that shit was like, "Damn, DJ, like you a whole ass nigga," you know what I'm saying? Because when all that shit happened, I was like so far gone that it was I was just you know what I'm saying because like I told you like whenever I did cocaine I was always did it by myself because I was always so embarrassed you know what I'm saying and so I was already so far gone with just like ignoring you and all this shit that like man like I apologize for that man you know what I'm saying? But I am very thankful that once, like, you know what I'm saying, we finally started talking, it was like all love, you know what I mean? Because I didn't hit you up for that long because I was just so embarrassed, you know what I'm saying? It was one of the things like I didn't know how I could come back from that.
Yeah. Well, that's the past, man. We gotta go on from the future.
Yeah, I know, but I just wanted to say that because I know that when we had started talking, like it was just like, oh, what's up? You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't really acknowledged, you know what I'm saying? But you know, I put out my
I accept your
demons.
apology, man. It hurt at the time because I even gave you a keyboard so that you could learn to do music. I was
Yeah,
like, I'll go
yeah.
play with this motherfucker. He's gonna do that shit to me, but I can't live like that, man. It's a horrible way to
Right.
be living like that. So I just,
Yeah.
I
Yeah, you know
lost
what I'm
a lot
saying?
of people within that 3 years, and I'm like, you know what, made me think of things differently. I don't need to be holding grudges no more. I just don't
Yeah.
fuck with people. They show me their true colors. I'll just back away and let them do them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And so I appreciate that because that was some pretty snake shit that I did and all you did was you know you showed love you gave me the fucking the keyboard, you gave me the Nexus, you gave me the Fruity Loops and all this shit, plus with a bunch of sounds and stuff. And you helped me to be what I am today, making beats and shit. But I just wanted to have that little awkward moment and say that, and I deeply apologize for that. And I am so grateful that I got my nigga back. You know what I'm saying? I am.
Oh yeah, but you're a cold ass producer, man. You're cold.
Man, you know what I'm saying? But okay,
I like how you
what
took what I showed you and you made it your own.
but you know the thing is what I realize is when it comes to producing, like I'm good at doing shit that I don't know how to do. You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense. But what I will say, you know what I'm saying? Like funny, whatever. But in my cocaine phase, I did teach myself how to play the piano. So that's one thing I'm like, yo, I took that out of everything. But you know, yeah.
Well, it really doesn't take much if you don't play in key. You just hit whatever your finger touches is gold, right?
I mean, nah, man. I have a lot of moments where
I'm just
that
fucking
shit
with you.
is not gold. You know what I'm saying? I think now, like when I make beats and I make them quick and I send them off and shit. Now I'm just waiting for the response for somebody to tell me how good it is versus somebody to tell me what I need to work on. That makes sense.
Right on.
I don't know. I don't know. So your album. Let's talk about your album. Let me take this off. Let's let's talk. What's the name of it?
It was called Southwest Drip, but names changed. I don't have a name as of right now. I don't have a new name for it.
Why
I was
Southwest
gonna
Trip?
put the album under Southwest Drip, and I was gonna put it under Rudy Baker stuff.
Uh huh.
But in the end, I just figured it'd be better for me to try to like do it all myself because I did the whole album by myself.
Yeah.
So I
Like
figured I might as well get paid all by myself.
you made all the beats and you picked out all the art. Did you pick out the artists or they came to you?
Uh, some of them was Rudy's idea,
Mm,
and some of them came to me. Some of the music I already had. Some of the
yeah.
people he'd be like, Rudy would tell me, "You need to deal with this person." I'm like, "Well, I already got songs with them."
Yeah.
So it was like,
But
"What's that?"
if you already had songs with him, did you like specifically make shit for the album or did you just kind of just use what you had?
Both. I wanted the best of both. I did both. I did new songs and old songs,
Mm,
and whatever the new songs were, that if they weren't better than the old songs, then I just ran with the old songs.
yeah.
Right
How many
now, it's
tracks?
like a ten track project.
Mm, that's dope. Man, like send me that shit.
I will.
I want to hear that. I want to. I remember when we first started talking. You told me about it, and you asked me to be on it, and it sucked because I low key do want to kind of start rapping, but I don't have shit to rap anymore. I don't really have the programs I used to have to record and stuff, and I'm not feeling like fucking record on like Audacity or Cool Edit, which nothing's wrong with Cool Edit. I just can't maneuver with it. I'm a Cubase type of guy. But I really did want to be on your shit, and I always procrastinate to my homie and tell him like, yo, if you record me, I'll like rap, and he always says he record me, but I just never go over there to rap. I never go over there to rap.
So you're dope, man. You should definitely keep it up. If you don't pursue it as a career because you feel like you're maybe running out of years or whatever, just do it for therapeutic reasons. You know what I mean?
I can't write like how I used to. Like I used to be able to write on the spot and everything. Like I have to just be like smacked to fucking just really write some shit. Like some dope shit. Like I could write some dope lines that don't make sense, but now for me to like write a song with the concepts and all that shit that I would enjoy, like it's just kind of I can't do it anymore.
Just ain't there no more.
Yeah, I don't know. All right, so let's take it. Have you been paying attention to the world lately?
I watch the news every day.
All right, what's something that caught your attention as of late?
Uh, I guess all this spending that we're doing as an economy got to come from somewhere.
I
These
mean,
stimulus
because
checks that people really need, it just sucks that they're making it come out of them one way or another with their social security.
is that what's happening?
Yeah, so what they're gonna do is they're gonna give you a check and help you out, but you're gonna owe $5,000 out of your social security for it.
Wow,
So
I've never gotten a stimulus check, and
I
I'm
mean that's the
happy for
thing.
that
They can't even
now.
have the shit when you get older. You know what I mean? They might not even have it anymore. They might just give everybody food stamps or something. I don't know.
Nah, they gonna get their money, nigga.
Yeah,
So okay, so but do you think they should get the money? Do you think they should pay the people?
I think there's people that do need it, and I think there's people that probably don't need it, like everything else. But I just hope all the people that need to get it.
But okay, but if even if people need it, why not everybody get it?
True. Some people don't need it.
Right, but still, it's still American money. They still gonna get it back one way or another.
Yeah.
You don't think so?
Usually, the people that are getting that aren't getting it are getting big tax breaks for all the thousands of dollars that they have already. So I don't know. I guess it's the lesser of the evil.
Yeah. Huh.
I try not
I
to
don't
get too
know.
political. I watch it and take my own opinion from it, but I try not to get too political because it's all a bunch of shit in the long run.
Right, but I mean, it's good conversation though. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
I'm not political, but I'll talk the shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't care about none of that shit, but I'll talk it. But I also had that policy like I don't bitch about a lot of shit because I don't, you know, I don't know the words.
So, what's your view on the stimulus?
What?
What's your view on the stimulus in the economy right now?
Honestly, I don't really have one because I've never gotten a stimulus check. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, same here. I
I
still haven't got one.
well, I mean, I never got one. Period. Last stimulus check I got was from George Bush. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the
And
three hundred
so
dollars. I think it was from Obama, wasn't it?
I didn't even get that. I got 600 from George Bush.
I got 300 from Obama, like in 2008 or something like that.
Oh well, I was barely out of high school.
That's right. I am
But
older cat.
but 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 see, the way I look at it though is if you see these other places, they're giving their people money or a stipend or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like it just sucks that for people who may need some money, that you got to have these other motherfuckers who don't go through that shit vote on it. You know what I mean? And so therefore, I just think like, hey, just give everybody bread. You know what I mean? Like if you're a citizen, just give them bread and just send it to the address that whatever the fuck the latest address you got. I'm just low key salty because I want to send this check, but you know, I want to blow my stimulus check on bullshit. That's what I want, but I would never get to do that.
What's your current view on the presidency? Like, where do you see the president so far in his like first 60 days or 90 days? 90 days, right?
Man, see, and this is my thing, but I'm still giving my view. But my thing was like I don't really vote, you know what I'm saying? And so I like do the whole don't vote. If don't vote, don't bitch. You know what I mean? But I think right now like everything's just a fucking joke because when Trump was president, he was doing some fuck shit and motherfuckers didn't like him. And now that Biden beat Trump, you know what I'm saying? It's just now it's all petty. You know what I mean? But I honestly don't know what the fuck is really going on in the United States. Like last thing I saw in the presidency was they said that his dog felt uncomfortable at the White House.
Yeah, he was attacking the Secret Service people. Supposedly, they
Really?
took the
No
dog.
shit.
Yeah, they
Major
took
was
one of
doing
them.
that.
I think one of them with one eye and shit. Yeah, they take them.
Wait, the dog got one eye?
I think because they're like rescue dogs. One was they got canine dogs, and one of them was rescued. I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but they are canines, and one of them attacked the Secret Service guy. So they got the dog and took him back to his crib in Connecticut or wherever the fuck he's from.
They should have put the dog down. It bit somebody.
Yeah.
But and one thing I will say is like Joe. You do you know about Joe Biden?
What about?
I mean, doesn't he have a son that's like a drug addict or something?
Yeah, shit. Who doesn't?
Right, and that's the thing. Like, I hate the fact that motherfuckers are just kind of shitting on this nigga for his son being whatever. It's like his son's a grown ass nigga, but everybody got a fucking drug addict in their family. You know what I mean? And so, therefore, I just once I see all that petty shit going on, you know what I mean? Like, it don't matter
Like, didn't he lose his mom and his brother when he was real young?
who.
Joe Biden's son. Joe Biden lost his wife and his son, and when they were real young.
I ain't never know that. I thought he was
Yeah.
with the same chick from the get
No,
go. Like,
he lost his wife and his son. I'm not. I know his wife for sure. It was a car accident,
yeah,
and that's what they were saying why he was so dependent on drugs and shit because it fucked them all up. Or I don't know, but I tried to read, well, what's wrong with this cat? Why is he doing drugs? And then I was
yeah,
reading that, Biden lost his wife, one of his kids, and so
yeah. That kind of make you do some drugs. Like,
yeah,
I see, I didn't know none of that shit. The only Biden I knew was the Biden and Obama, and that's when Biden was like the cool white guy that you would invite to the cookout. And it's like once he left from Obama, he just became like an old white guy and was just like, he's just niggas is old. You know what I'm saying? But I was a person who was voting for Bernie. You know what I mean? Because Bernie was with them sort of shooting in the gym, if I can say that. You know what I'm saying? He was in the pictures, he was fucked up, he was handcuffed, he was whatever, whatever, you know what I mean? And Bernie's like that old nigga who, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know. It's just all white people though.
personally, what I took from the Trump presidency is how racially divided we still are as a country.
Yeah. Duh, yeah, nigga. I mean, it, but what can you do about it though? You know what I'm saying? Because I
It's
just think
always
that
been there. It just never was publicized the way it is now. You know what I mean?
what do you mean publicized now?
Well, everybody has a cell phone now, so everybody can record shit that they
Oh
couldn't
yeah,
back in the
yeah,
day and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
yeah. I mean, I feel that, you know what I'm saying? And I do think that the last one gave a lot of people the opportunity to show their excuse me, their racist shit, and now it's just kind of carrying over. But I'm just like, to me, I'm just like, yo, they don't give a fuck about us, you know what I'm saying? They don't give a fuck about black people, you know what I'm saying? They treating us worse. I don't want to say treating us worse. It just seems like some cycle is kind of just shit's just kind of restarting. But you know, when all that when George Floyd when that happened, I was in Dallas, and I remember the first time the video popped up, it was on World Star, and I didn't click it because it was like, you know, man gets arrested and dies, and I was like, I don't like watching videos where people die, and um, and then I started seeing how big it was, and it took me maybe like a month to see it, but at that point in time, I was in Dallas, and we were like downtown when the riot started, and at least for like 3 weeks straight, I was ready to go to war in a race war and like die for black people. And it was scary, you know what I'm saying? Because I was like, I had to check myself because you know I'll be out and I see a white person and I'm just like me mugging trying to start some shit. I'm just like, yo, DJ, like you can't be no hoe like that, nigga. Like these motherfuckers are trying to live life. You can't blame a motherfucker for what they are. I guess you could, but it wouldn't be cool.
A lot of people were raised like that for generation and generation. So as far as they're concerned, they're not wrong.
Yeah,
We all, you know,
yeah. I was in I went to Dollar General yesterday and I was in line and there was this little white kid. He was probably like 5 and he was saving a spot for his mom. And this nigga was like cool, he was talking to me, whatever. But my mind so fucked up and his mom had called him and I was like, man, she's probably like, yo, don't talk to that nigga. But she probably didn't say that. But I'm just saying, like, it is taught because kids don't give a fuck. Kids just want to have a good time and feel good energy, I guess. But then once you know what I'm saying, you start having them views, and I had to talk to my son about that, you know what I mean? Because like he's what? He's 13. So now they're having this shit where I always try to give him, you know, my black values, but I always let him know he's Mexican. And now it's a thing where he's like, "What? Like I'm black," and I'm like, "Yeah, nigga," you know what I'm saying? And I think it's just because where we live is so many fucking white kids and very little Mexican, very little black kids that I don't know, man. Like I just had to quit listening to some shit sometimes. So I'll fucking kid up, nigga. I
I,
won't, but you know.
after other current events, I hear you, Austin's doing that whole mask mandate. It's a big thing right now.
Is it? I mean, I once I heard that they were taking the doing the mask off thing, I was like, I'm not gonna, I'm just still gonna wear mine. You know what I mean? But I didn't know like what they're making people still wear it. Because when I go places, people still wear it. So I just thought I never thought none of it.
I guess they want people not to wear them no more. It's not a big deal. I'm still gonna wear mine though.
Right, but you said Austin said mandate.
Yeah, well, I guess the governor wants people to stop wearing them, and then the mayor of Austin wants people to keep on wearing them. So like going doing some court stuff so that people still have them.
I mean,
That's just
are
something
you?
that I read online. You
But
know,
are you still gonna wear yours?
yeah, I'm still gonna wear mine.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So I don't.
But like, who really
I
got who's gonna lose from not from wearing masks? Pretty much
but
the
I mean,
pharmaceutical company, right? They're not gonna sell medicine anymore. People ain't gonna be sick.
but I mean, Texas is so fucked up anyway because back even when COVID started, like we would go places and you got to wear a mask to get in, but once you get in, you just take it off. Like if you go to restaurants, you take your fucking mask off. So I don't know. I don't really go anywhere. I'm just a nigga who just stays in his garage.
You know, cook cook everything at home. Take a shower with Lysol when I get back.
Yeah. Well, really? Do you are you like real serious about it? Are you getting vaccine?
Well, I've had family members die. We've already had three family members die from that shit, so it's pretty
Damn.
real.
Sorry. Damn.
And it didn't initially kill them, the COVID, but they had like underlining conditions that the COVID was like the only thing that COVID did was just help them die faster. You know what I mean? That was the only mercy it showed them.
Oh, wow.
So when I
Wow.
see people not taking it seriously, kind of like I don't understand it. It's real. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like I take it pretty serious now, but I ain't gonna lie. Like when it first started, like we was out. We was like fuck this shit. We was flying places because tickets was cheap and shit. But now, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, this shit. You know, as you see people dying and at how you see other countries treating it versus how we're treating it, and I'm like, yo, man, it just sucks that America's just so much about money and they don't give a fuck about people, man. Wish life went about that, but it is.
It was at the end of 2019. A lot of people were getting sick, and they were telling them they didn't know what the hell it was, and sending them home and telling them it was the flu. I have a feeling that COVID was already there, already here then.
Yeah, because I think they said that the Trump administration or somebody fucking in the government somewhere knew about the shit, like, and didn't tell the people, or didn't warn the people, and probably thought it wasn't like a big deal or some shit. You know, probably thought it was gonna be like SARS. Like SARS came and it did its thing, but it wasn't like killing every fucking body. They probably
Yeah.
thought it was like that and downplay a lot. And then just niggas don't know. Like, didn't Trump say something like drink bleach or something? And what else? What else they say?
Just telling people to do all kinds of crazy shit.
But I know in Arizona it was low because they say it's so fucking hot there that it don't really survive out there.
My 81-year-old grandfather got COVID last month and just barely got over it.
In Arizona?
In Arizona, a lot it got hit real bad over there.
Yeah, really?
Yep,
Does it get cold over there?
it's just like here. It reminds me of Pecos weather. If you ever been to Pecos,
Pecos is
hot
hot
as
and
fuck in the
boring.
summer times and cold in the mornings and then hot in the evening.
But Odessa not like that. That's like right by Pecos.
I I worked in Pecos and Odessa, and I think Pecos is a lot hotter. Pecos is a lot hotter for some reason. I don't know why. It just feels a lot hotter to me.
Nigga, I think the whole West Texas, that bitch feel like a fucking blow dryer with sand getting in your teeth.
Yeah.
I used to hate that shit. But anyway, what else is going on?
Current
Mm,
current events.
yo, what you think about 6ix9ine? You pay attention to him?
I really don't listen to his music
No, no, not listening, just his antics.
as
And
oh I
then
see. Yeah, I haven't really paid attention. What has he got popping off?
oh, I mean, just braggadocious, just talking about money and shit, and beefing with a whole bunch of people and clowning people who got killed and shit. I honestly think the nigga just wants to die. Like I honestly think that, and that's not even being foul. Like I think that he probably feels like, and I hate to think how people think, but maybe feels like, yo, fuck this shit. I'm rich, but it's depressed. Niggas depressed, and he's just probably like, yo, I'm gonna do all this shit because I don't want to kill myself. And if I die, like I have some type of legacy, money goes to my daughter. I don't know. That probably maybe he's just a douche, but that's what I think. Do I think he'll die soon? Yes. Do I wish upon him? No, I don't wish that upon nobody. But I think that like, and it's gonna be like some kid. You know what I mean? Because kids are fucking crazy nowadays.
Yeah, that's a part of hip hop that I really don't like to fuck with, man.
Man, me neither. That's why I don't like. I don't mind like podcasts and a lot of hip hop people, but sometimes you know what I mean, because I be wanting to have a real conversation, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes niggas feel like they always got to be cool or stunt, and they like, my nigga, I know your life outside of this shit and blah blah blah. But why do you think that is? Why do you think niggas feel that they have to live that life and get so far gone into it that they end up acting upon it and making a regretful mistake?
I think they don't think. They don't have nobody giving them no filter, so they think they could do whatever the fuck. It's not just rappers. It's people got yeah, people in general
Yeah,
have a trait.
right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I was that was just my thing, but yeah, it's a lot of. I think it's because they don't have the right people, I guess. You know what I mean?
The
Because you
right
always got
people,
the
right people around them. Yeah,
yeah, because you always got the nigga who would tell you to do some shit, but he wouldn't do that shit, but he's encouraging you to. Yes, they have no OGs and they just have yes man. So if a nigga's like, yo, I want to go fuck this nigga up, then homie gonna be like, he not gonna be like, hey, you might get arrested, whatever. He gonna say, yeah, go get that nigga. You know. But they yeah, niggas need positive influences, and I've been trying to be positive a lot as of late. I don't even uh nothing. Who you
yeah.
who you uh who you listening to right now?
Mm, it's the music that I work on. Basically, I don't really listen to. I listen to oldies. I listen to old rock. I listen to more older music. I don't really listen to nothing new. When I'm playing
So
video games, I'll put on like a video game mix and it have like Two Chains or Gucci
yeah,
Mane, shit like that. But I don't really listen
what's
to music for the words. I listen for like the beat making and the production. I never listened to music the same
right?
since I started making it.
Same, me too. Like I every now I'm listening to like the hi hats. I'm listening to every single thing of the beats. But who are your influences though?
Influences of beat making.
Yeah.
Well, the guy that taught me how to make beats and MIDI controllers and all that shit. His name is Young Exclusive. He made God's Plan with Cardo for Drake.
Oh
So
shit.
he's one of my influences. I think he did some Travis Scott songs too.
Mm,
They make beats with Johnny Giuliano and all that. He's the one that
yeah.
got me started into making beats. So he's kind of like I want to be where he's at one day. Have a number one chart song of all
Yeah.
time. You know, because God's Plan was up there for a while. It was the number one stream song.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Wow. I didn't.
I've seen him make it from where like from his home studio to where he's at now. And I know that all it is hard work. That's it.
Yeah. So
So I guess
so
he'll be one
so
of my influences.
mm,
I know it can be done, and I know him personally. Um,
why don't you collab with him?
right.
Why don't you collab with me?
I have collab with you. I sent you about 4 beats already.
No, I mean like we collab on a beat.
Yeah, well, I'm down. Shit, send me whatever you got. Send me a
Like how
drum. Send me a clap. It don't matter.
like so how would I do it? Would I have to mute everything and send you a pattern or send you the drums? Because I can send some dope ass drums.
Well, there's like a couple different ways you could send a project, but when you send the project, you got to send all the drum
Send you the
files and put them
waves
on
and all
your
that shit.
But
Yeah.
when you send stems, you just send a stem. It's like a track out. Just make sure there
But
ain't no. Yeah, just make sure there ain't the main master limiter ain't on the master channel, or there ain't no
yeah,
plugins, shit
I
like
never
that.
had it. But you can have the effects on, right?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
sometimes like if I have a different edition of FL Studio and you send me a track or a project, yours might
Mm,
be an older project and there might be a bug in between those two FL Studio versions,
yeah.
and plugins won't be where they're supposed to be, or they won't sound right, and it should be all fucked up. So
Yeah.
we just got to make
So,
sure that our FL Studio is the latest version. That way, when we send it, it won't have no problems with any bugs or any of that shit.
and we would have to have the same plugins, yeah.
Well, not necessarily. Well, yeah, if we're using plugins or whatever, but if we're
I
if
mean,
we're
yeah.
if we're sending files back and forth, I'd rather you just render whatever the plugin is into a WAV file and then just send me the drums. You know what I mean? Because
Oh,
after a
okay,
while,
yeah.
all the plugins start taking CPU usage off your computer. Everything on FL Studio takes up CPU. Everything you look at,
Oh, yeah.
everything you touch, every fucking thing takes CPU.
Yeah.
So the trick is to learn how to manage your CPU usage. That way you can get the most out of your plugin. That's just FL Studio.
How
Like,
do you manage yours?
well, sometimes I try not to get plugins that takes CPU usage first of all, and then I try to not mimic so many patterns with the same plugin, or or use so many instances of a plugin, or and certain sounds on plugins take up more CPU usage too. Like for some reason, saws take up more CPUs than squares. Like
Yeah.
like envelope, your sound envelope.
Hmm.
Certain envelopes take more CPUs than other envelopes. It's just you could tell when your computer
Yeah,
getting
yeah. I
underruns
mean,
and
you
shit.
can tell I'm Fruity Loops because it starts like scratching up and making all types of fucking noises and shit. What's
Yeah,
your
it has to do with your drivers, and if your computers, can handle the programs and shit like that.
yeah.
People think you can just get a FL Studio and put it on any computer, which you can, but you got to have specs for it to run smoothly.
Right, yeah, you can. I remember the first time you gave me FL Studio and I put Nexus on that hoe, and I would do two Nexus tracks and that bitch would crack. Now I have Nexus, Omnisphere, I have everything like five of each, but I did not really think about the CPU shit.
There's a way that you could use one plugin, like you could use
Mm.
Omnisphere, and you can make MIDI ins and MIDI outs, and you can make your own instrument instance out of each instrument inside of Omnisphere. So if Omnisphere has an option where you could put like six instruments together and stack them together, or you could
Oh
assign
yeah,
them to their own
yeah,
shit, and you can make them their own instrument in FL Studio, so you don't have to take up a lot of CPUs. Called MIDI ins and MIDI outs.
but that sounds like a lot of work though.
It's not. It's like anything else. You just do it a couple times and you remember
So
it.
so just play the same keys just with the different instruments and they'll just separate it. But I thought that's just selecting different channels.
So like you got like Omnisphere. It lets you have like 10 different instruments inside Omnisphere. You could
Hmm.
get each of those instruments you have inside Omnisphere, and you can make them their own, but you gotta open up. You know how you drag and drop your instruments into
Yeah,
your playlist?
yeah.
Well, you open up a MIDI out in that playlist and you route it
Mm.
to Omnisphere. So instead of having like 5 or 6 Omnispheres, you have one Omnisphere routed out 7 times for every instrument you're using.
Oh,
So
wow.
it takes less CPU usage. It's a little bit of
Wowzers.
work, but I mean, if once you get it down, it's like anything else. You put it in your routine, it's just natural after a while.
Mm, I'm gonna have to check that out. I don't know. It sounds like a lot, but it sounds pretty potent if once you get it all set up. But see,
It is.
what's your go-to sounds on Omnisphere?
Choirs.
Me, ah, man, me too.
Omnisphere
Which
has the best fucking choirs ever, and it's always had. It
correct?
always
I think
toss
I.
up between. They had this plugin called East West, and it had like
Mm,
you could spout whatever you want your choir to sing out. That was fucking dope for the time. But for
what?
quality, I think Omnisphere has the best choirs.
Yeah, I think Omnisphere has like I have, Omnisphere is big as fuck. So when I go in Omnisphere, I probably use maybe two, like I think it's the because I have the on like the with the trillion and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? And so I use like a cinema piano and something else, and then I just use like choir. But I fuck with Nexus a lot. But Omnisphere for me is dope. But when you're looking for something, for me, it's just too overwhelming because it's so much, and there's so much you can do with it.
It's dope. My favorite go-to plugin is Silent One.
Really, I used to fuck
Silent.
with what was it, Biohazard? I used to fuck with that a lot.
Not Citrus, Silent. It's not
No,
an FL
I know. Yeah,
Studio.
I know what Silent
Okay.
is. I know what Silent is. Yeah.
It says Biotoxic Hazard. That's just like that's some pretty good arps in that motherfucker.
Yeah, yeah. Like when I first started out, when I was trying to learn some shit, and you can just kind of hit a couple keys and have the art sounding really good. That was my go-to. Like I did probably like 40 beats
I like to get
with
those arps and I like to put in the channel and add a bunch of effects. And I don't ever like the shit to sound like how it sounds normally. I like to add my own twist to it.
what type of effects you be adding? Because I be thinking about adding effects to my shit, but like I just go as far as maybe reversing, slowing down, or probably just put like gross beat and do something crazy to it.
I guess it all. I try to put my instruments in their own section of the song. I think of a song like a painting, and you got
Mm,
that whole canvas, and everybody usually just paints in the middle. I like to like separate my instruments and put them in separate parts of that painting. So I like to use a lot of stereo imaging, and I like to use a lot of panning,
mm.
and I use compressors. To be honest with you, all the years I've done music, I figured out the key for me is the least I do to things, the better off I am. So like with vocals, I always try to do more than what I was supposed to, and I end up getting shit. I stopped doing
Yeah,
as much, do a little bit, and it was a lot more. So I mean,
yeah. Like I feel like sometimes when the least I do this shit, it's like the best, but my mind feels guilty that it's so good and I did not as much to it, and then I end up just overkilling it, and then it's on the back burner. But there's a lot of beats that I started back in the day, and like lately, I'll just go back and I just been man. I was just like, yo, I can't believe I made some of this. Some of them were in my cocaine phase, so that means they're fucking fire. You know what I'm saying? But I've been doing that like for a week straight because I have beats from like 2018 on Fruity Loops that I just been like going back and maybe adding shit or scrapping it or something like that.
I got beats from like 2010. I'm still doing that with.
Really? Like
It's
what do you
humbling as fuck
do?
to hear that old music. I'll be honest with you, it's real humbling.
Yeah. So do you try to make it better or do you just kind of add to what it's doing?
Like I've had a couple computers crash, but I've always saved the images and all my files and shit. So I've been able to just like open them up in other computers, and
Yeah.
I'll take the best out of what I had, or if I see potential in it that I didn't, I'll finish it. And it depends, you know what I mean. If I open a project and I only like this 808, but I don't like nothing
Mm.
else, I'll save
Yeah.
the 808 as a score. I'll trash the fucking song. It depends. I throw away a
Re-
lot of music.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I get to throw away a music, but like you said, if you like the 808 from the song, you would just trash the song, keep the 808. Like I can't even go that far. I'll just scrap the whole fucking thing because I'm just frustrated with it because
That's what I'm
the
saying.
way
It's all different. It's not always the same. Sometimes I like the melody, but I won't like the drums, so I'll keep the
yeah,
melody score. Make trash all the drums, make a new drum set or so, whatever. You know what I mean? Try to make it
yeah.
something new.
Okay. So as we reach our hour mark, we're gonna wrap up soon. So do you have a name or idea for the website that you and that y'all
So
talking about?
yeah, it's gonna be the Wishmasters. Got to figure
Like
out.
.com?
Yeah, the wishmasters.com or the Wishmasters 432. I got to see where we're at with all that. Get the
What
artwork finished up.
yeah.
But I want to let
Um
people know it's coming. It's coming soon.
do you are you a part of BeatStars?
No.
You know what that is?
Yeah, I know what BeatStars is.
Yeah,
I've
I
been
joined it, thought I was gonna do some shit and I was like, nah, that's too much work.
to each his own. I want to do my own publishing and I want to do my own ASCAP so that I could publish my own music and I don't have to give anybody a cut of my shit. If
Yeah.
anything, I want to pay someone for helping me with a website. I don't want them to have to give them money for me doing all the fucking work. That's some whole shit.
But won't you have to give a cut if a artist picks it up and uses it
What
and
happened?
gets money? Won't you have to give a cut like if you make money off of it with the
Oh yeah,
artist?
with taxes and stuff like that.
But I mean, even with like the royalties, it all goes
Yeah,
like,
they tax you.
oh, that's what's up. That's what's up. So, so is there a place that people can find you, or how can people find you? If somebody's looking for beats right now and wants to hear Big Hank, how do they find you?
Well, right now it's real limited because I'm starting to come branch out a little bit more on my music. Right now they can
Mm,
just get a hold of me on Facebook under Big Hank Beats, but pretty soon I'm gonna have my website popped out.
yeah.
You'll be able to get a hold of us on that.
I'm excited. I'm a the recent beats you sent me, is that some of the stuff y'all did together, or is that
No,
just
no,
you?
no, no, no. Just recent stuff I sent you, the stuff that whenever I get free time, I'll just fuck around with and I'll send you. I'll send you some of the
Uh,
album here in a little while, and I'll send you some beats you can check out.
yes, please do. And so before we go, are there any last words that you would like to say to anybody?
Uh, really got no last words for nobody. I just if people want to work with me, I want to work with them. All I ask is for them to be straight up with me.
Yeah.
Say I'm down to work with whoever, whenever.
Sounds good. Sounds good, Hank. So look up Senor Hank on Facebook, and the Wishmaster website is coming soon. And good luck. And I'm happy, and I can't wait to hear the shit. And you better send me this shit after we get off of this. And I appreciate you for being on, man, because for a while I thought you were gonna do this podcast.
This is my first podcast.
Well, man, I appreciate it. Thank you for coming and sharing your insight with us, and you know what I'm saying, just like hearing me talk and ramble, you know what I'm saying, and putting up with my ass for 3 years.
Appreciate it. Thank you for the outlet, man.
Yeah, no problem, man. We should do this again soon. I'll hit you up after this, and all right, nigga.
All right,
Thanks for
man.
being on, man.
All right, still, brother.
Yes, sir. And so that is my show today. That was me and my mentor of making beats, Big Hank. You know what I mean? Thank y'all for watching, you know what I'm saying, as always. And next week is Moke by Moke West. I will be doing 5 shows Monday to Friday. And it's gonna be dope. So thank you for the fall. And as usual, I am about to eat and probably go to sleep or something like that. So